Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry I look like a little bit of a wet dog, my hair's still drying. And if I waited any longer, the light will leave me and it wouldn't be a good situation. So, today I wanted to do another look using Miss Pat McGrath's Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. I wanted to use this shade primarily. I believe this is called Blitz Flame. I want to put that all over my lid, crease, lid, lower lash line, really blow it out and see what we can do with just one shade. Of course, I want to pull in maybe Entrapment to blend it out, maybe slap on a little bit of the Rose Gold 005 and see what we can do. If you want to see my full extensive review on this palette, I will link it up above and down below. By this time, I already would have liked to have my other video up. I did a look the other day using another combination of shades, so we're trying to get as many looks as we can get out on this palette. Possibilities are endless, but I just wanted to share with you what I've been doing, and yeah, let's take it from there. And I just realized that I don't have any foundation on, any base on. It's kind of a mess, so let me get my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, makeup is on. I'll make sure to list everything I used today down below in the description box. I like this lip gloss. I received my order from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I picked up their latest eyeshadow palette that looks bomb. And I also managed to buy the Alyssa Ashley lip gloss collab, which is what I'm wearing now. If you want to see a review swatch demo video on this, let me know down below. All right, so lid's already prepped. Applied my Too Faced Born This Way Super Sculpt concealer and sand. Set it with some Milk Makeup loose powder, and as I said in the beginning, we're gonna go in with Blitz Flame. I primarily just want to place this all over my lid and then we'll blend it out. First though, let me get this hair out of the way. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a little bit of this. I definitely want to use my Zoeva for this because I think it's a big enough brush head to get the product on there quickly. So we're gonna go into that. Let's see what happens. And place that all over my lid. Oh, this shade is unbelievable. I mean, look at it. Look at it. And even applying it with the finger is also highly effective for this formula. It's the creamier formula out of the bunch. I also brought out Decadence because I find Decadence mainly has the same texture throughout the palette. It has like that creamy, easy glide, opaque upon first application texture, which I think Blitz Flame is, and then the rest are either the duochrome topper, the color morphing topper, or just the matte, or just like the really glittery shadows. This formula though, Pat's, I guess you would call this like the metallic, is insane. I mean, look at that opacity. It's so red. My skin's not peeking through, and it goes on extremely easily. And also I find these are ideal to blend with. You see that I'm patting it down first on my lid because that's how I want to get the majority of color on my eyes first. But then we're going to go in with the blending brush, and I just want to show you how beautifully these formulas blend. Even though they're like a metallic, they're incredibly smooth and they're easy to maneuver around the eye. They're not going to blend sparkly or drag or skip, and that's what we'll do now. Actually, I'm going to take my little Wayne, the number 4. Make sure I clean that off. And then with that same Blitz Flame color, I'm gonna really load the brush, and then I'm gonna start running that in my crease. And I appreciate how easy it works with several brushes, and the color moves. Again, it's a metallic, it's gonna move with you, and it's not gonna stick. Much like I feel a lot of metallics do, they're beautiful upon application with a shader brush or your finger just on the lid, but I feel when you want to maneuver it, you'll run into trouble. It won't budge or it'll move, but not much. This has really beautiful fluidity that I feel is ideal to use on your crease and just all over your eye, which I feel will make for a really beautiful avant-garde look if you just want to stick with one shade, even though it's not a matte. you'll be very successful with it. I'm just starting to pull it out, but see how beautiful that looks. There's no skipping, there's no dragging. Completely opaque. I mean, completely opaque. I'm not experiencing any severe fallout on my face either. It sticks on the skin, and I powdered lightly, just mainly on my crease. I left my lid alone and I just let the concealer set as. It's so pretty, this red. This is like a Christmas look, okay? Holidays are upon us. You guys, have you seen the holiday releases? It's getting aggressive. I did peep that Too Faced gingerbread palette. I peeped it. Not particularly itching to get it. Anytime I see magenta, oranges, terracotta, any of those color combinations, I'm like, I get into a little bit of a panic because I love those shades. Yes, I have those shades everywhere else, and I really have to buckle down and realize that it's okay to want everything. I have to reason with myself, however, figuring out what I really need and what I just want. I splurged on this palette because I feel although I might have the same shades, they don't perform the same as Pat. This shade, for instance, this formula in all her palettes, whether it's in the whole palette like Decadence, where you got one or two in the smaller Mothership palettes or the bigger ones, it's remarkable. The performance is out of this world. This is why I understand the price tag. Yes, I feel the packaging plays a huge role in how much it costs, but I mean, what is happening? This is an exceptionally beautiful shadow. I can't get over it. Just the texture of it, the performance of it is unlike anything I have. Might I have a similar shade to this? Absolutely. Is it going to perform the same? No, it's not. To quickly interject, my Natasha Denona shadows actually do perform in a similar way, although I am quite aware that Pat and Natasha might have two different formulas, even though they are both made in Italy. Natasha Denona formula is perhaps right now the only one that could perform remotely close to Pat's metallics. Okay, bye! And then back to the Too Faced gingerbread palette. Do I have those shades? Absolutely. Do I feel Too Faced shadows are at an exceptional high-ranking performance level like Pat's? I don't. And that's why I feel I would just have more of the same shades. And also, even though they will be beautiful to have, listen, if someone gifted that to me, I would use it. But I feel like right now, I'm hardcore peeping the new Vizart Grand Pro 2. I kind of want the matte, the big jumbo matte palette, because I don't have all of their mini mattes. How many pans? 12 pan palettes, and I don't have any of their shimmer palettes. So I'm seriously considering getting both of them. That will be an insane Christmas gift to myself. And I just want to try their mattes in that palette. And the shimmers apparently is a new formula they've been working on for 2 years. Glitter, duochrome, metallic, crystalline, like crazy stuff they have in that palette. And I am just intrigued. I definitely want to try it out. So I'm contemplating getting that palette, and that's why it kind of offsets any other palettes on my wish list, my peep list. Like, if you're getting Grand Pro 2, you better not be getting gingerbread, okay? That's kind of where I stand with that. Definitely not getting the Urban Decay one, is the circle one. It looks pretty, but you know, I feel Born to Run has been their best thus far. That palette is beyond gorgeous. Performance is outstanding. The mattes in there are exceptionally, beautifully, just well crafted, and they all work well together in terms of color, and so do the metallics and the shimmers. That is a beautifully well thought palette, and I am beyond happy that I purchased it. So until something like that comes along, even though the holiday packaging is cute, it's like I don't feel it's necessary. What do you think down below? What have been some of your holiday peeps thus far with what's been released and announced. How is this such a beautiful, like, I'm having a beautiful experience. When you blend shadow that is so easy to use and you just have fun blending because it's just easy. I can't get over it. I'm dying. What I will do, because I kind of want to see how entrapment looks as just on the edges, and with that I'll take my Sigma E40 brush with entrapment. Do you love these nails? Look, they match my earrings. I try, you know, to pull it all together. I'm just carefully grazing this on the edges, so I don't want to go crazy with it, and I'm tapping off my brush. It's just a very, very light-handed blend that we're doing. I'm not taking away from Blitz Flame for sure. And also, I kind of just want to drag it right under. I'm using very, very light pressure as I don't want to over-manipulate the work I just did. Look at that. Look at this. Is this gorgeous? I love it. This is such a good palette. Hello, you're gonna focus on me? Thank you very much. And why did I decide to squeeze that? I was doing so well too, friends, but again, anytime I feel like a sore spot on my face, it's just like a really aggressive indicator, like, ooh, that must mean pus, and I'm disgusting and I just want to squeeze it all out of my face. But if I just left it as it was, it would have probably come to a head and a lot easier to squeeze. But no, since it was still under the surface of my skin and I tried to squeeze it when it wasn't ready to be squeezed, we have that. Listen, I need to leave that ish alone. I am not going to touch it for the rest of the day. It needs to heal now. It needs to heal. How are we looking? What do we think so far? Now I want to go in with rose gold. I think if we place that on the center, so I'm going to take it with my finger, and I find that if I just kind of pat, so this is what we have. If I just pat instead of swipe, then I feel it'll be more successful in it not getting all over. Ooh, that's pretty. I love that. Oh yeah, man. That added nice shine and glitz to the lid, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Taking my pinky with Astral Luna Gold, this one right here, popping that right to the center of my lower lash line. That's gonna brighten it up. Look at that, really fast. Oh, gorgeous. Where are you gonna find this in another eyeshadow palette? Where, I ask you? I am curious about the Bad Habit Beauty dupes. Listen, I love Mama Pat. I love her, and I never want to appear disrespectful in wanting to try out a dupe for her palettes, because there will never be a true dupe. Let's just be very clear with that. I do want to see how they're going to recreate this, because the one that I want to get is the Subversive dupe. The color layout is freaking exactly the same. It's kind of funny, actually. I want to see how they do Gigabyte and Night Creature. If they could pull that off, I don't know if they could pull it off like effect wise in terms of the shine and the light that these shadows have. They might be able to get a similar color match, but I don't know. I'm curious. It's 24 bucks. It's like in a cardboard 10 pan small eyeshadow palette layout. You know, it can't hurt. And if you're curious, right, listen, if you can't drop 125, and I am very aware that I am lucky that I'm able to make this purchase at this time. If you want to experience that color layout, right? If you want to play with a purple like that or a gold like that, and 125 is way out of your budget, then I think Bad Habit Beauty is a good way to go. If you happen to pick up any of the dupes, there are 3 for Sublime, Subliminal, and Subversive. Let me know down below. I'm taking Divine Glow with a Morphe E36 to my inner corner. And today I think I want to use this shade on my cheekbones, because I haven't done that yet, and I'm, you know, wanting to see how that looks. For that, let's pop on some mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, I also managed, along with the mascara, to apply the Marc Jacobs Gel Liner crayon in the shade, where to go? Fine Wine, just to my, what's my rim? No, that doesn't sound right. My waterline. Also in combination with the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Verona, I mixed it in with a little bit of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. I like this lip combination. I'm digging it. Before we wrap, I wanted again to use, what is this shade called? Where's the card? I lost the card. Skin Show Divine Glow. With our Sigma F35, which has quickly become a new highlighting brush. Getting it right here on the brush. So that's what we're dealing with. And let's see what that gives us. Ooh, that's beautiful. Well, I like how that looks. Thank you to Chad for suggesting that I do this. I completely forgot that I could use any of her Skin Show, Divine Show, Everything Show eyeshadows as a highlight, because this is a beautifully creamy texture that does well on the face as well as on lids. Singing it down. This is how it appears solo by itself, but I do kind of want to put some Astro Lunar Gold on this. What do we think? Just a little pat, right on the center of it all, of all that happening. That is glowy. Glowy. I like that. Ooh. It will look better without that. Let's see. Maybe we could just, you know, make it into a beauty mark. Or a very big mole. It's hard because the skin also is raised a little bit. So if it was flatter, it will look a lot better. But putting some pigment on there will just kind of give the illusion that it's a mole. Again, before we wrap, I'm taking my Smashbox Buildable Cheek and gently just buffing around the edges of the highlighter. Again, I don't want to take away what we just put on, but that transition from highlight into blush and bronzer, just want to make sure it's seamless. Just making sure this also blends well. All right, let's release the hair, shall we? All right, look number 3 done with Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. What do you think about, hitting things. What do we think about this look, friends? I freaking love this all red eye look. I mean, you could go crazier. I would, if you really wanted, we'll put some either like red, crayon eyeshadow or a creamy base eyeshadow, same red color on the lid first, and then apply Blitz Flame. That's a nice combination. Or even on its own, like just the opacity, the saturation, the smooth texture. I mean, this is beyond anything I could have anticipated just in terms of a seamless experience using this eyeshadow. I think this is perhaps my favorite texture out of all the ones Pat McGrath has developed. Listen, I love me some color morphing toppers and duochrome action shadows, but like, you just can't get any better than this. It's so smooth, and again, the blendability of it all, like, you could just manipulate it in ways that I feel you can't with other shimmers. And the ones that I encounter, like the ones from Colored Rain or the ones from Juvia's Place, I love them. They are pigmented, but they're a little dense, and I feel they're harder to move around the same way that I can move around Pat's metallic shades. I know this is not a very good example because I only put like a little bit on, but let me do another example. That's a lot better. Just see how it spreads, and that what's left behind is not sparkle or glitter. It's just like a beautiful, smooth, radiant texture that you can build and build and build, blend out and blend out, and it's not going to appear chunky whatsoever. Yeah, that's my favorite texture. That's why Decadence is bomb, because that is the texture that's all throughout this freaking palette. All these shades are that same creamy, smooth glide texture. Like, oh, all of them are like that. And I feel you could just put any of these all over the lid, crease, and lower lash line like we did today with Blitz Flame and be successful with it. And it's mean for me to show that palette, I know, because she sold out. I don't know if she's coming back. She was limited edition. That's why I had to grab it. It was another hefty purchase, but you know what, I'm glad I did, because man, I'm wondering what that official texture is called, because I keep saying metallic, but I'm not quite sure what the official name is in Pat McGrath lab land, you know what I mean? She calls them metallics. I guess it is her metallic formula. I'm looking through the descriptions. Yeah, man, I think it's metallic. I think it's her metallic formula, so it's official. Her metallic formula is by far my most favorite metallic formula out of anything I've ever tried. Now, the other one, like the really glitzy, that has crazy shine, that's a different finish altogether. You see how much more light is reflecting out of this shade versus the smoother ones. I feel these are the ones that people get frustrated with because they get everywhere, and if you're not careful, they could fall on your face, especially the duochrome and transformative shades like this one. For instance, if you were to put this right over Gigabyte, it's going to give you a different shade and duochromatic action, but it will move around a lot on your lid, so you just have to be careful with how you apply it. But this, man, oh my god. And you saw how easy it was to apply, and I had no trouble at all working with this shadow, blending it out to my V-point. I mean, I am so happy I purchased Bronze Seduction. I think it's a phenomenal palette, and if you're really contemplating about if it's worth it or not, I think it's worth it because her formulas are unlike anything I feel that I have in my collection. Again, you saw how well this performed. Not to say that there aren't other great shadows, right? It's just these shades, like these and these, that just are in the league of all their own. And the metallics, man, her topper color morphing and duochromatic shades, I feel are just best applied by gently pressing with not a ton of product on your fingertip. Listen, if you're gonna rub and try to press, you're gonna run into trouble. A lot of you have suggested to use a glitter glue. I will use a glitter glue if you are just primarily using that shade on its own by itself. If you are looking to use it in providing that veil of glitter, then I just think light press from pan to light press to lid is the most successful method for those types of shadows. Or going in with the wet brush. I didn't go in with the wet brush today because I just wanted to see how it did dry. I am sure, totally sure, that if we wet the brush after we blended it out and placed it on the lid, that it will look even more red. But this isn't bad, friends. Listen, I've spoken enough, I've chatted enough. Let me know if you decided to pick up Bronze Seduction, if you already have it, how you've been loving it, the different combinations. Maybe you don't love it. Share your thoughts below down as well. We can help each other out. And I know if it's always tough when you make a purchase and you're not happy about it, maybe we could all figure out if there is a wall you're hitting with the application or what have you. We could, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for Pat McGrath Labs, I guarantee you. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another very chatty tutorial. Chatty demo, chatty review, chatty get ready with me, chatty anything. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.